Chapter 27. Surprises. One evening, Jo sat alone on the sofa, staring into the fire and thinking. Her face looked tired and sad, for the next day was her birthday, and she was thinking how fast the years had gone by. She was almost 25. Suddenly, Laurie's face appeared like a ghost's, in front of her own. "Oh, my Teddy!" she cried joyfully. "Then you are glad to see me?" Laurie asked. "Oh, yes," she replied, "and where's Amy?" "At Meg's. Your mother and my wife are visiting with Meg and the children." "Your what?" cried Jo. "You've gone and gotten married?" "Yes," Teddy said, blushing. "I wanted to be the one to tell you." Laurie told Jo how the marriage came to be about 6 weeks before in Paris. "We wanted to surprise you all," he added with a twinkle in his eye. Then he became serious. "Jo, dear, I want to say one thing. Then we'll put it behind us forever. I shall never stop loving you, but the love has changed. Amy and you changed places in my heart. At one time I didn't know who I loved best, but after I saw Amy in Switzerland, I knew." Jo hugged Laurie. "My boy has grown into such a splendid man." Laurie smiled, but noticed there was a sadness in her eyes. "We all miss Beth very much," he said. "Poor Jo, you'd had a great deal to bear all alone." "I had Mother and Father with me," Jo said. Then she heard Amy's voice calling from the front door. "Where is she?" Amy called. "Where's my dear old Jo?" In trooped the whole family, and everyone hugged and kissed. Amy's face was bright, and her voice was tender. Her family could see how happy she was with Laurie. Everyone made a fuss over the two, and over Laurie's grandfather, for they'd all been gone for nearly 3 years. They talked and laughed over tea. Then the party, except for Jo, headed into the parlor. She was happy for the young couple, but feeling sad and lonely for herself. Just then there was a knock at the front door. Jo opened it and stared as if another ghost had come to surprise her. A tall, bearded gentleman stood in the doorway, beaming at her. "Oh, Mr. Bayer, I'm so glad to see you," Jo cried. "And I to see you," Mr. Bayer replied. "Come in," Jo said at once. "My sister and her new husband have just returned from abroad, and we're all very happy." "Have you been ill, my friend?" Mr. Bayer asked when he noticed something sad in Jo's manner. "Not ill, but tired and sorrowful," she answered. "Ah, yes," Mr. Bayer said, taking Jo's hand. "I know. My heart was sore for you when I heard about your sister." In the parlor, everyone greeted Mr. Bayer cordially. As he spoke with Mr. and Mrs. March, Jo stole an occasional glance at him. "How wonderful he looks," she thought, remembering how he mended his own clothes. She stared at his new suit and thought he looked handsome. But when it came time for him to leave, Mr. Bayer bid everyone a fond farewell. "I will gladly come again if you will have me," he said to Mrs. March, though his eyes never left Jo. "I have business in the city that will keep me here for a few more days." Mrs. March said of course they would love to have him call again. But after he left, Jo wondered what business he had in the city. She would have known, too, if she could see his face as he sat in the room an hour later and stared lovingly at her picture.